Hey folks, my name's Rene Enriquez and you are watching Uncensored.
This is Rene Enriquez. Nickname Uncensored. Blackhand of the Mexican Mafia. Prison gang politics.
Hey folks, my name's Rene Enriquez and you are watching Uncensored. Welcome back to another episode of Along Came a Spider. That spider right there, David Galvadon. So we did the first part of the video, and he was talking long smack about me. And I wanna assure you guys that what he says doesn't bother me. Truly, what anybody says on YouTube or anywhere else, I don't give two F's about. That's the truth. That's the truth. Like somebody's opinion that is not part of the community has an opinion about me and it's going to somehow get under my skin. Come on now, folks. I'm a big boy. I've been doing this a long time. And I do this without feeling. There's no emotion attached. I have no personal animosity towards David whatsoever. I would hope that somehow he changed his life, that he made a decision to change his life and leave the organization and stop committing violence. I mean, you listen to these videos and all he has to say is negative. Almost every visit, negative about somebody, negative about somebody. And that's kind of how they live their lives, bittered, angry, frustrated, never going to see the streets again. And that's bothersome. I think that bothers them. I know it bothered the crap out of me when I was doing life in prison, so how can it not bother them? But really, nothing these people say bothers me. Nothing that anybody says online bothers me. And that's just the truth. And I thought about something else, something prophetic, something kind of profound, that here they are talking about me. Here they are talking about me. And 10 years or so later, I'm going to be testifying against Sylvia in her trial. I bet that when they were saying all this, they didn't really understand that this was going to happen, right? That they weren't going to get indicted. But they were, and I did end up testifying in this case 4 times in 4 different trials. It was a bifurcated trial, so 4 times I testified in this trial. And I testified against her. I remember that specifically. I mean, she sounds like a sweet old lady, but she's nothing, nothing like that. I think that's just her exterior personality. She understands what she's participating in. She's a willing participant in the overall conspiracy, being the secretary for her brother, David Galvadon, a Mexican Mafia secretary who relays messages, has meetings, and collects money. So if she's a little old lady, then, I'm a saint. Let's get into the visit, folks, and we'll unpack it as we go. Here we go.
So we're trying to dispute that.
Well, there was little David got a visit out of it. He got to get out, but I told him that I was going to tell you. But that's one of the reasons why I wanted to come, because I was afraid you might not get my letter letting you know about it. And because they don't even let me say Roy's okay. Roy's in Wayside, something like that. I can't remember I want to say Wayside, but I know it's not. But it's out in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, it says Lewisburg.
So he's out there,
Yeah.
and he's not happy. He wants to be closer to home.
Well, that's one thing about the feds. You don't have a choice.
Yeah.
And there's no law. In fact, I've been researching the law. The feds, see, like California, we have a penal code, a California penal code that prohibits the state from transferring us to other states. They can't do that. So they can transfer us anywhere in the state, If these idiots didn't have that law, believe me, rest assured we'd be in New York right now.
Wow.
They'll get it because they want us out of California. That's why they put us so far over here. But the feds, there is no law. There's no federal statute or case law that prohibits the feds to send.
Let me stop the presses right there. David said that he researched the state law and it prohibits the state from transferring people out of California, right? But that's not true. They have federal interstate compact in the California Administrative Code. They can send anybody anywhere they want. inmates have no rights in that regard. In fact, it's one of the tools that would be most effective in battling the Mexican Mafia by doing a federal interstate compact and sending them to AdMax in Florence, Colorado. That would shut them down immediately. And I think that's what they're afraid of. They don't want to go there because people go there and they lose all control of communication. They don't have it like they do in the state. They'll be removed from the main line and placed into the step down program there. Um, but that he's completely wrong on that aspect of it.
Send you to Hawaii. They could send you to Puerto Rico. So they could send you, and that's what they do. So all these people, and that's the way the feds function. These idiots over here in the States, see, they figure, well, we just put them all together over here, keep them separated. The feds don't think like that. They think, why in the hell would you do that? We separate these guys throughout the United States. They got like over 80 prisons, federal prisons.
Wow.
So you could send one here, we'll send Billy Joe here and Billy Joe way over there, and they sure the hell ain't going to be communicating.
Right.
And then they monitor their mail, so, you know.
You're right.
And then over there, see, they're a little bit more stricter as far as penalizing a person's correspondence.
Yeah.
See, and they have federal law statutes that they can take your correspondence and not let you write for up to a year.
Wow.
And then they don't care who it is, if your niece, a mother, or grandmother, and they don't care if your mother's dying. Well, tough shit. You know, they're restricted. You know.
Wow.
And it's all behind the terrorist laws.
Oh my God.
But now, they found a way to utilize those terrorist laws and apply it to us. You know, oh, it's just beautiful written law.
Right.
But they construe it to where now we can utilize it against these guys.
Did you hear about how the Verizon school was working with the government? Well,
yeah.
the government forced them,
Yeah.
the emails and the phones and all that.
Mhm.
Well, they could use that for anybody if they have if they want to think that you're a terrorist. They
Oh,
can
yeah.
listen in.
I think David hit the nail on the head. That the United States government can use the Terrorist Act against gangs, and they are doing so. They are declaring groups transnational terrorist, criminal terrorist groups, right? Like MS-13, 18th Street, and I think in the near future you're going to see the Mexican Mafia hit that designation. Those guys from El Salvador, they're just sending them back, and they're sending them straight to Cicot, and that's a pretty rough prison. They do not want to be there. They're getting beans and tortillas. That's it, every day, all day, and it's going to take something like that, like sending Mexican Mafia members to federal custody and moving them thousands of miles away with no cell phones into a maximum security facility like AdMax, Florence, Colorado, to shut them down. And I could see that happening in the future with the number of murders that are occurring. I think he's prophesying right now. That's what he's doing. He's telling the future because it's going to come at some point. I think that California is going to get to the point where they declare the Mexican Mafia a threat to the safety and security institutions and the community, and declare them a terrorist group, and they're going to do something about it.
That's what precipitates it. It gives the government a justification. Every time they use the word terrorist, everybody, oh man, okay, it must be good. But they're not telling you everything else they're doing, and that's what they're looking for. They're looking into other things too.
Yeah, they're just being nosy.
Yeah.
Man. Well, that's what happened to little David. And so out of appreciation that he wrote me to let me know, because he knew that's the only way you would find out.
Yeah.
I sent him a picture of you. I wrote him a letter. I said, thank you very much. I really appreciate you letting me know this. And I sent him your picture.
You might not be able to get that.
I didn't write it. I didn't write anything about you. I didn't say, oh, your father's fine or whatever. I just sent the picture. They didn't let him have it. I don't even know if they let him have my letter. And they wrote me back and they notified me that I was involved in all that baloney they say about gang activities and that
Man, he sounds like a Mongolito, right? Yeah. He sounds challenged because that's his response right there. I bet it just dawned on me right now that that's what he does. Like some of us say okay or or right. Like I say right all the time. But David goes, listen to him.
that I had sent him some information regarding a member, the known member of the Mexican Mafia. They wrote that, and then they didn't give him the picture. And he wrote me. He said they didn't give me that picture of my father.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna have to get it when I come out. So please take care of it when they send it back. But
Yeah,
they
you-
haven't sent it back to me.
Yeah, well, you can see, well, it takes a while. You got to file 602, and then, see, there's no rule that says that we can't have pictures from other prisoners. It doesn't exist. What these idiots have done is they've created an administrative rule. They said that when they allowed us to take these pictures, that we can't give those pictures to other prisoners. Well, who cares what you say, you know, whether it's administrative or not? There's no departmental regulation that prohibits it. See, but they do it anyway. You know, and if you were to pursue it in court, you end up winning. You know, but it's useless to argue something so feeble as a picture, you know. But he'll get it back and he'll send it, because they can't keep it. They have to return it. You know, and then like I said, every time, see, that's all it is. It's just a picture. But these people, they use this verbiage where it makes it appear in writing that it is more than what it is, you know.
Yeah.
And especially the coward that probably stopped it, because he's the one that always stops my mail, you know. He always says that same thing, you know. Even when they used to stop your letters, that you were providing information about another gang member in the federal penitentiary. No, that's not what the letter is saying. The letter is my sister saying that my brother said hi.
Really?
You know, that's the context of the letter. What you're doing is misconstruing the intent. You know, and then on paper it looks like it's more ominous than what it is. You
Yes,
know?
they make it look bad with the forms they send.
Oh, of course it is. To justify the reason their ulterior motive.
Any judge would see, I'm your sister, he's my brother, you're my brother.
Yeah.
Common sense.
Yeah. Well, it's not about that. They have common sense. They just don't know how to apply it. You know, and in this case, there's an agenda here. You know, that's just like I said, annoy us, harass us, and to stop our mailings. You know,
Yeah.
in the hopes that we'll succumb to debriefing and becoming an informant and shit. I don't think so. You know?
So that's not the objective of the CDC, right? The objective of the CDC is not to implement policies in an effort to persuade individuals to becoming PCs or debriefing. These are look, and I believe some of them are stringent, right? Like the excessive delay in mails. I think that's kind of out there, right? I agree with them. There should be an expedient process by which they receive the incoming correspondence, approve it or deny it, and pass it on to the inmate, or return it to the sender. But the procedures are in place to ensure the safety and security of the institution, and their primary responsibility is the safety of the community. So a lot of these communications, and I'm not saying all of them, that's just overreaching, right? A lot of communication has illicit information, gang information. So the discounting of it by David is just, I get his point, but I also understand that there is communication that has messages in it, and that's why the CDC does it, or the CDCR.
They'll debrief or I debrief, you know.
Yeah.
They're cowards. That's the little tactics they do, you know. Yeah.
Well, I'll be waiting for the picture back, but I know he was disappointed.
Well, it doesn't matter. I already sent one to the mother of his kid.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so she has one out there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then Lisa said she got a picture from you.
Yeah, I sent one to Lisa.
She's a big old crybaby. Something's happened to her,
Yeah.
and she's going to what are they? Those classes. There's some kind of classes like when you take drugs and they send you to these court-appointed classes to I forget the name of it, but you know, like a 12-step program, counseling-wise.
Yeah.
And so she didn't tell me why, but she said that she had to go to them, that they were forcing her to go. And she's a diabetic, and if she's mingling any kind of illegal drugs or smoking even pot
Yeah.
or even drinking a lot, the diabetes accelerates.
Yeah.
And when it accelerates, it gets in, your brain is affected, and you don't function normally. We saw it happen with Mom because when the kidneys start deteriorating,
Yeah.
it's like all that waste, and it gets in your blood. And of course, it's going through your brain, so their ability to think normal and function like a normal person, they can't do it.
Yeah.
And she's got a needle in her foot, and I've been talking to her for 6 months.
She ain't took it out?
She still got it.
I thought she took it out.
No.
Can't you get
Gangrene.
Yeah,
She can get
gangrene.
gangrene. The foot can turn black, and then they have to chop it off. And the last time she came by, she said, I said, have you got the needle out of your foot? And she goes, no, I'm afraid. They're going to cut it off. I go, no, they're not. I can assure you, they're not going to. I looked at her foot, and I said, they're not going to cut it off. But if you keep this up, they are going to cut it off. And that makes her more afraid. But I said, you're in a safe zone now. All to do is go in there and get it out. But right now, the infection is spreading. And you need to try to control your diabetes. And I told her, believe me, I know. I'm not telling you something easy. And she's very heavy. And so she's eating too much, and she's not taking care of herself. And she's a worrier. Her husband's in jail, by the way.
Yeah.
He got arrested. So she's with her family now.
Yeah.
And I think she's still going to that class. But she got a car, so she's driving around. But I haven't seen. She came to our house one time. I don't know if we were there or not, but she left me a note. And she said, I don't know why these people cut me off, and they're not my friends anymore, and they don't want to be my friends, and they change their numbers, and la la la. And so I just thought, well, when you go talking about people, they're going to be afraid of you because, what if those people get in trouble, for what you're saying? And she had me convinced of what she was telling me, but then I stopped to think, I wonder if she's really okay because of her mind and the diabetes and whatever she's doing with her life. If she's a drinker or whatever, it could be affecting her ability to really know what's true and what's not true. So anyway, but I like her a lot. I like her. I like her friends. I get along with everybody. And Stephanie, she never came back. I tried calling her to not Stephanie, Monica.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I forgot her name. But Monica, remember she came to my house just before we were going to come. That was in January. I think it was January we came, and she came, and I'm sorry, I'm getting ready. I really, can't visit. And she got all shook up, and she told Joseph, why is she acting like that? Am I in trouble? Is she mad at me? And he came and told me. And I said, and I told him, this is what happened. I'm going to play it out to you just as it happened. And that's all. I wasn't even mad. And she said, I'm sorry, I can't visit right now. I'm packing to leave. I'm leaving tonight. So anyway, I tried calling her, and she doesn't respond to me. She may change their number, because they change their numbers every day, almost. So she didn't respond to me, so I texted her. I said, I want to talk to you. And, but she hasn't come back since January. She's not coming. And she was crying over there to Joseph. And crying horribly. Like if I had... What do you mean coming here? Like really mean to her. So does she write to you?
No, I write to other people there. I don't think she can write right now.
Oh.
I think she's on probation or something.
Oh, that's right, yeah. Yeah, oh my God. Well, she's always having problems with people in her life too, in her neighborhood and all that. But it's her son's fault too.
Yeah.
She has a troubled son.
Yeah.
But and now he's got a grandchild, and she had brought her grandchild with her
Did Joseph help you out with the
Yeah.
trip?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
came by and he gave me.
Let's stop right there. Joseph, Jose Losa, Mexican Mafia member by the name of Cartoon. And when he says, did Joseph help you out for the trip, which it's translated as like, did he give you money to cover your expenses and pay for the hotel and the rental car and the whole 9 yards? That's what he's saying. That's what he's asking. And she affirms yes. If she affirms yes. Look, a normal family doesn't have somebody paying for their trip and renting cars and renting hotels for them on their behalf. Mexican Mafia members have all expenses paid. And people go and drop off money or will drive them up to the Bay. When this was in 2013, remember, Mexican Mafia members were still in the Bay. Uh, so so that's something right there. That's indicative that she receives money from Jose Losa, a Mexican Mafia member, Cartoon from Cantaranas.
$200,
Mm-hmm.
and he said he was going to come back, but he never did. I met his wife,
Yeah.
and she's a very nice lady. Just,
She Mexican?
no, she's white.
Yeah. I wonder how all that came
She's
about.
a Buddhist.
Well,
I
how
don't
did
know
he?
why she thought she had to tell me that, but she told me I'm a Buddhist.
Mm.
But she's real nice, and he knew her growing up,
Oh.
and she's pregnant.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they have what it seems to be a very solid relationship.
He's never mentioned her.
Never?
No, because you remember Monica was all in love, and
Yeah.
I was kind of shocked, man. I said, man, where'd all this come about?
Yeah, and he's got a good job, and
Mm.
he's working, and he's very hardworking. Very
Yeah.
hardworking person. He works 6 days a week sometimes, and she's a very nice, nice lady.
Yeah.
But he knew her. She's an old sweetheart from school.
Mm.
But I don't know exactly how they got together. That's the puzzler.
Yeah.
How, and he brought her to meet me.
Yeah.
So, she's very nice.
Yeah, he's a good guy. I spent a lot of time with him.
Yeah. He's
Yeah.
trying to keep himself out of trouble and all that. But,
Mm.
hopefully he will. He
Yeah.
looks real good.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks very healthy and just clean,
Yeah, I used to write to his mother.
Oh,
And
yeah.
she passed away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, he's a real nice young man.
Yeah, he's real cordial.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very, very respectful
Yeah.
and all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he came and
Hey, did Helen mention that she called Ricky? I was kind of wondering if he even knows. I mean, David?
well, on the day that I was, I think it was the day we were. We left on Friday, so on Thursday I was talking to Helen, and I said, Helen, could you find out for me where Evelyn's body is? Because I want to contact little David. And she says, well, they're already in the process of doing that. Her children, Monica and are trying to do that. And I said, oh, okay, then that's fine. I hope they know they can actually talk to little David.
Yeah.
But they're going to have to verify how Evelyn is in order to do that. They'll have to confirm it. So then we're in the process of doing that. So I don't know. I didn't write to him because they said they were going to contact him. Well, I know one way or another, even if they don't talk to him, that he was going to be notified.
Yeah. Yeah, because them knuckleheads, they probably don't even know how to go about something like that. You know?
I know. So hopefully if they called the prison was helpful.
Yeah.
And they were able to confirm, and they were able to give them the information that they needed of where exactly she is. Like, if she was still at the hospital, because the police were holding her, the Whittier police were holding her and weren't allowing anybody to go in there. So Helen and Barney left, and when Helen called and spoke to Monica about getting information, she said that Monica didn't seem to want to talk too much to her. And, because, I guess they know that she didn't really love Evelyn very much.
She never even left you there inside the house. I think like I told you before, the only reason why she bit her tongue Evelyn tried to be with somebody in the family. One of the boys that was married, either one of the daughters.
I think one of her daughter's husbands.
Yeah, it was that. So, she couldn't even come inside the cell. I mean, the house. You know, that she was real bitter about it. And then when we divorced, she went crying to them. But at the same time, I wrote to Barney and Helen, and I told them, I said, look, I said, just because me and Evelyn are divorcing doesn't mean that, you know, I'm going to forget who you are, because you've always treated me good, you know. So I'm going to continue to afford you my respect, you know, because of who you are, you know. And that was a shocker to them. Because, you know, you got the witch telling them one story, and they're saying, man, wait a minute now, you know, this, you know, from what she's trying to tell us, and that's when she knew that she was just a bitter old woman.
Yeah.
So, and that went on for years. I mean, she couldn't even come inside the cell, house. So Barney, and, you know, he was getting, because, you know, that's his half-sister, you know.
Right.
So she started letting her come inside the house and stuff like that, for Barney's sake, you know,
Right.
her husband, you know. So that's the only reason. If it wasn't for that, then she probably would have never. And I'm sure all the kids probably knew that, you know.
Right.
But she's raising Ricky's daughter.
They don't care. They're angry. Evelyn raised them with a lot of hate.
I know.
You know, even Pastor Charles, his wife.
Yeah.
Sounds like the Partridge Family, doesn't it? That's his ex-wife, Evelyn, the one that's deceased, and the mother of David Jr., who they still haven't notified of his mother's death that they're talking about. And what I don't hear is empathy. I don't hear any empathy or sympathy or sorrow or compassion in their voices. They're just like, you know, she's a bitter person. And I get it. There's some bitter people in the world that it's hard to feel empathy for, and it's hard to find sorrow for. But at the end of the day, we're all mortal, and when somebody departs to the other side, you know, it's I don't think it would take that much energy to show a little compassion.
Tried saying something negative about not even that big, and then she's like, "Oh, she suffered a lot in her life," and I'm thinking,
Them people, they're too gullible.
they're stupid.
You know, and they know her. You see, that's what's so shocking about all this. It's not like they don't know her, you know, but they don't know all these other little things too that's happened that only the family.
They don't want to
knows.
hear it either. They want to.
Oh, of course they don't. Yeah, yeah, but they want to forgive her and stuff. I
she
personally.
goes over there.
Yeah.
To their church.
Yeah, I know.
You know.
But I can't say anything bad about her because it doesn't make me feel any better. But I can't. I would never respect a woman. You know?
Yeah.
And it's sad because I can't tell the kids that, and I never have.
I know.
I never shared them or what we know, because I'm not going to do that about their own mother. You know, they know their mother for who they were, but she's always poisoned their minds against me.
Yeah.
But I always wrote them and told them, you know, this is who I am, and I don't have anything bad to say about your mother. I said, don't ever think that I'm going to say something negative to you. But it didn't work.
They know.
That's admirable. I mean, honestly, a man shouldn't be talking down the mother of his kids to the children, right? I agree with that completely, and something I never did. And I just gained a little notch of admiration for David right there.
Monica never said anything negative about Evelyn, but she herself never could get along with her.
Yeah.
And little David, he wrote to me and he says, I can't see myself going back to the house. I'm happier here where I am right now. He said he's here till
December.
2014. Now he's here till 2014. In the spring, I think he said.
No, I guess in December.
In December?
Yeah.
Well, maybe he was mixed up because I was shocked when I thought he was getting out this year.
Yeah, well, that's what I understand. It's this year, December, unless he's lying to his girlfriend.
Well, he said 14. He told me 14. And he said he didn't want to go back to Evelyn's house because there was too many raids and always people, the cops are always looking for Ricky.
Well, she lives in Santa Fe Springs, though.
Right?
How come the LAPD is involved in this?
Well, it's not the Whittier PD.
Oh.
The Whittier. The sheriff doesn't, of course the sheriff is always there anyway.
Yeah.
the Whittier PD is the police department for Santa Fe Springs now.
Oh, they don't have that sheriff no more? Because remember they used to have their own
Yes,
Santa Fe Springs sheriff?
The Los Angeles police department, the sheriff,
Mhm.
they did it. They're still everywhere. The sheriff is everywhere, but
Yeah.
as far as patrolling, the Whittier PD is nicer than the LA sheriff. The LA sheriff is really, they're
Yeah.
always pushing their weight, you know.
Yeah.
And but the Whittier PD, they're more, more civil than the
Yeah.
sheriff.
Professional.
Yeah.
Oh, the sheriff department, everybody's corrupt from the chief all the way down, so you expect that
Yeah.
from
So
their subordinates.
that's why
Mm.
they patrolled Santa Fe Springs, and
Yeah.
that's why they were there when there was an investigation. Apparently, they went to the house and they found stuff at the house, and of course,
I can't believe after all these years that woman still like that, man. You figure at some point in time, man, your kids would have to, come into consideration here,
Yeah. When you think she had gone back to church a few months ago or sometime, because I told this lady that called me, that Tony, that Monica lived with, when she called to notify me, she said that she had her run-in with Evelyn, and she said she knew what kind of person she was. And I said, well, I don't even think she was going to church presently. And she said, no, she wasn't presently, but she had gone back a few months ago, and then she stopped going. And I had heard that too. So she stopped going to church. But,
well, even this other girl, the one David says he's going to marry, she thinks that, I told this woman, I said, this is my son, but I know him for who he is, and he ain't a responsible man, if he's a man, he's still a child, and I said, you need to, and I said, I'm not saying that just to be mean to him, I'm being this because I don't want you to later on to say, how come I didn't say nothing, but you can't believe everything the boy is telling you, it's another thing when he gets on and he actually has to show it to you, but then you make a determination, But then she did mention the witch too, that she was always getting involved in between their relationship and stuff and so forth. Like if she didn't want David to be with her, and she can, but she got it pretty good right now because she lives with her mom and dad, and they're helping her real good with the kids and stuff, And she doesn't want to move away from that to go move with him, and then he turns out to be a bum again, And that's what I'm telling her. That's what you better not do, Let him get a job and prove himself to you, I mean, he has to be responsible,
Well, he said, I don't see how I'm going to get a job. He wrote me that when he said, I can't go back to Evelyn.
Yeah.
And I can't, that's how he said, he writes Evelyn, he doesn't say, his mother. And but I can't go back there because there's too much trouble and I'm better off here.
Yeah.
So, I don't see how I'm going to get a job with all my tattoos and all that.
Kind of defeating himself before he even gets out. That's what it sounds like. It's a self-defeat, right? I know there's a phrase for it. I can't find it right now. I was getting so bored listening to that damn gossip that it just had to turn it off. So, but that's the thing about communications, right? You got to listen to every bit of it. Like we listened to all this part, and we got the snippet about Jose Loza paying money for the visit, which is introducible evidence in the RICO trial, because it ended up in a RICO trial. We're going to break down how the RICOs really work, right? And all this stuff is monitored. It's monitored, right? These communications for evidentiary value. And that's what they record them for. They're looking for evidence. And something about the feds is they got all day long. You may think you're smarter than them, but you're not. You will give it to them. I don't care how circumspect, how tight you are. You're going to give them something they can use by speaking, because it's human nature to speak spontaneously. Like David flies off the handle every once in a while. F that idiot, F that coward, right? He talks about the cops that way. He talks about everybody that way. This is a one bitter man. He's got a level head on the shoulder. There's a couple of points he made with me, particularly when he said he would never talk bad about the mother of his kids to his children, and he never has. I don't know that that's a fact, but if it is, then kudos to him, right? That's what a gentleman does, and something I always practiced. But with that said, we're going to cut out on this segment of the video. We're going to come back. We're going to go through the entire video, and we have a lot of videos on a lot of brothers. So don't think that they're all boring like this. I mean, a big part is because you can only talk about business for so much. Once you get the message done, boom, that's it. It's done. You get the message. He'll go back and repeat message. Everybody always does at the end of the visit. Repeat every significant point to make sure that everybody walks away with a clear understanding. But we're going to cut out at this segment here. Hope you like this again, the second episode of the David Galvadon visit with Sylvia Olivas and her husband. He had nothing to do with the business, just an FYI, nothing at all to do with anything. And he was never indicted. He was just a good husband. And I would imagine that he's being a good husband waiting for his wife to get out of prison, which is a long, long way away. Okay, folks. As always, like, subscribe, leave a comment. Appreciate you watching the video all the way through. Remember, we got memberships, Patreon. We have www.realreneenriquez.com where you can buy merch, autographed copies of the books, and there's buy a team a cup of coffee. A lot of ways to support it, but if the only way you can do it is watching the videos, then please watch them all the way through from now on. All right, have a great weekend. Peace out.
This is Rene Enriquez. Nickname Boots.